So this is Dr. Kavita Singh, Associate Professor in Department of Civil Engineering in Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. So today we'll be discussing a topic called as OBE discussions on remote sensing and GIS. So OBE, what is OBE? OBE is a outcome based education about how the education system is going on, how it is helpful in the educational institutes, or whatever course a student is going to study, whatever course is a student is going to study, what is the final outcome of that course, how he is going to use that course and how it is implemented in various fields, whether the course is helpful in the various fields or not, or whether that course is helpful to him or not and to the society. So first of all, we should know what is outcome-based education system. So any institute, they are just going with this. Any autonomous institute has to go with this outcome-based education system, because whatever a student is studying, he or she has to be placed somewhere in the society and it should be useful for him and the society. So let us understand how this outcome-based education system works. So we'll be discussing first of all about the outcome-based education. Later we'll be discussing about the course, how it is useful for the person or the student which is going to study this. So what is OBE? So outcome-based education is a student-centric teaching and learning methodology. It's a student-centric teaching and learning methodology. So what do you understand by student-centric? Student-centric means it is concentrated on the student performance or whatever course he is going to opt, how he is performing day to day, like evaluation will be there, whether he is able to grab the course or he is able to understand the course, and finally what is the output of that course, that all it should be on the student-centric teaching and learning. Teaching and learning means the faculty, the teacher who is going to teach that course and the student who is going to learn the course. So that two things are both connected with this outcome-based education. The way of teaching, the teaching should be in a ICT tool should be used for the teaching process, so that the student should be effectively, they can just grab the information, they can just understand the information, and finally they can just give the output of that course. So it's a teaching and learning methodology. So it's a method how the course is used or taught by the teacher to the students and how their students are responding to that course. That's why in this OBE outcome-based education system, the student has to go through different assessments, like through practicals or through mid examinations or through final examinations. So that will tell us that whether the student is able to understand the course or not, and finally what output, what results he got or he or she got. Based on that, the student future is decided. So in which course delivery assessment plan to achieve, the course delivery, the assessment and the plan which are to be achieved or to be stated, the objectives and the outcomes will be helpful in maintaining this course and will be helpful in the achieving the objectives and the outcomes of the course. So any course, when you discuss a course is having main objectives. So there are different objectives of the course, like 4 to 5 objectives will be there. Objective is the main aim. So what do you mean by objective? So it's the main aim of the course. The main aim of the course is like whether what the student is going to study and what are the topics which are going to cover in this particular course. What is the main aim of the course to study this course? How this course is going to be helpful to that student in the future. So that is like objectives and outcomes. So first of all, few of the objectives will be 4 to 5 objectives. Along with that, what are the outcomes of that course? How the course will give the outcome to the student. So that is how we have to see in the outcome-based education system. So OB is a process that involves the restructuring of curriculum. Like in this process, the course structure is prepared, how the course to be studied along with the modules, like 5 modules will be there. So in each module, what type of topics, depending on the course, which type of topics student has to learn and the student has to understand. So assessment and the reporting practice in the education to reflect the which will reflect the achievements of high order learning and mastery rather than the accumulation of the course credits. So this process will be helping in the reconstruction, like if the course is not properly in a proper manner, which will not give a proper objective, that course has to be reframed, and the main aim of the course should be like in a such a way that the student has to be placed somewhere in any good institute or company. So this is how the high achievements of the higher order learning and the mastery rather than the accumulation of the course credits that will be implemented in this structure. Now institutions adopting the OBE. So institutions will be adopting the OBE. So why these institutions, why they are adopting the OBE is why. So most of the institutes, mostly the autonomous institutes, will be adopting this OBE, means outcome-based education, to try to bring the changes to the curriculum by dynamically. So the normal curriculum will be in a different way when you try with this OBE curriculum. So that will be helping you to just assess or judge the student while it's semester, and how the student is performing and what benefit the student got out of it. So first of all, we have to see here, outcome based education means what the benefit the student got out of it. So he's learning a course and what benefit he's going to get, and finally at the time of results, final benefit what he's getting. So it's a teaching learning practice which will be always a student centric, and institutions, most of the institutions, they are just adopting this OBE to try to bring the changes in the curriculum and by dynamically. Now adapting to the requirements of this different stakeholders like students, parents, industry, personals, recruiters, or OB is all about the feedback and the outcomes. So adapting the requirements of the different stakeholders, when you adopt these requirements by the students and parents and the industry, personals and this recruiters, OB is also about the feedback, how the feedback is given by the company, and how the feedback is given by the stakeholders will just judge the outcome based education of an institute. Now we are having different components when you talk about OBE, that is outcome based education system. Okay, when you talk about this OBE, so it is having different components of OBE. That is for the accreditation part. To accredit an institute, we need different components of OBE. That is, we need a vision and mission. So what is the vision of the institute and what is the mission of the institute? That should be clearly mentioned before we are going to take a course. So vision and mission of the institute and vision and mission of the department, the course which the student has opted, that course vision mission is required. Program educational outcomes. So that is about the PEO, that is program educational outcomes. So whatever program student is going to take, like BTech program, and so what is the educational objectives of that program, educational objectives of that particular program has to be displayed, and program specific outcomes. So what are the program specific outcomes? The PSOs of specific outcomes, it is totally related to the department. Okay, it is related to the department. Whereas here, when we talk about, it is related to the institute, and here it is related to the institute as well as the department. It is related to the institute as well as department. Okay, so department and institute, it is related to it, and here it is related to the, when you talk about the specific one, so specific, it is directly it is related to the departments. So they have their own, for example, if civil is there or CSE is there, so CSE will be having its own specific outcomes, whereas civil will be having its own specific outcomes, and like that the other departments like mechanical, aero, that all departments will be having a specific outcome of their department. Now we have this program outcomes. So this is a common given by the NBA. So this is the common outcomes given by NBA. Okay, so each program, suppose a BTech program is there. So BTech program, once you talk about BTech, so BTech means entire BTech is having a outcome. So entire BTech will have a outcome. When a student is studying this particular course or the program, what is the outcome he is going to follow and what is the outcome he is going to get. Now we have the course outcome. So this course is particularly related to the subject. So subject, when you're talking about here, we are talking about remote sensing and GIS. So this is the course we are talking about. So when you're talking about program outcomes, it is about BTech. Here when you're talking about this course outcomes, here it is about the subject. The subject is about remote sensing and GIS. So this is how about the course we are going to. So now let us understand the vision. It is the vision statement that states the current and future objective of the organization. So vision of organization, it will state the what is the future, what vision institute is taking, and what way how the student should be better engineer of that institute. That vision has to be there. Then the final mission will come. When you're talking about the program specific, when you talk about the vision statement for civil, for example, we are going to take this course remote sensing and GIS, so we will talk about the vision statement for civil. So here when you talk about the vision statement of civil, so it is about to produce the eminent and competitive and dedicated civil engineers by imparting the latest technical skills and ethical values. So we are going to, the main vision of the civil engineering here is to produce the eminent, competitive, dedicated civil engineers. Eminent, competitive, dedicated civil engineers by imparting the latest technical skills, ethical values, to empower the students to play a key role in planning, executing of infrastructural and developmental activities of the nation. So they have to plan for the vision of the department is like, because this course is from the Department of Civil Engineering. So that's why the main vision of this course will be to produce the eminent, competitive and dedicated civil engineer. Like they want to produce the eminent civil engineer, competitive civil engineer and dedicated civil engineer by the imparting latest technical skills. They should have the latest technical skills and they should have ethical values to empower the students to play a key role in the planning and execution of infrastructural and developmental activities of the nation. Now, mission statement of the civil. So here we are talking about the vision statement. Vision statement we have already seen. Now we are discussing about the mission statement. So what is the mission of the, finally vision we have seen means main aim of the department. Now what is the mission here? So mission here is to provide exceptional education. So the main mission of this department is to provide the exceptional education in civil engineering through quality teaching. Through quality teaching and state-of-the-art facilities and the dynamic guidance. So the main vision here is to provide the exceptional education in civil engineering through quality teaching, state-of-the-art facilities and dynamic guidance is given to the civil engineers. So this is the first mission of the civil engineering department. Now to second thing what we can see here is to produce civil engineering graduates. We have to produce the civil engineering graduates who are professionally excellent, they should be professionally excellent. They should know the profession, and they should be excel in their career, and they should be excel in their technical skills and excellent to face the complex technical challenges. So they should be able to face the complex challenges about whatever in the society the challenges are going to occur. So these challenges are going to occur whenever they start facing these issues. They should be able to face such issues in the society. So with creativity, with leaderships, and with ethics and the social consciousness. So this is how we are going to give the student to the mission of the department should be like this, that the education should be given to the civil engineers should be exceptional. The education should be in a quality of teaching, state of art they should know, and the part to produce the civil engineering graduates who are professionally excel in their career, and they should be able to face the technical challenges which are going to come in front of them with the creativity, with the leadership, with the ethical and the social consciousness. This is how we can tell like we are going to produce this kind of students. Now, in focuses on measuring student performance, that is outcome at a different levels. So, how do we focus and how do we measure the student performance with the different outcomes here? So, if you want to measure the student performance with the different outcomes here, we have PEO, PEO, PSO, and CO. So, what is PEO here? Is PEO here is Program Educational Objectives. So to measure the outcomes, to measure the different levels of the students' performance. So first thing what we have to see here is PEO, Program Educational Outcomes. So whatever program a student is going to choose. So what are the objectives, educational objectives of that particular outcomes should be mentioned, and the program outcomes which is given by the NBA, the National Board of Accreditation is given by the NBA should be displayed and should be followed, that all the programs outcomes, and the program specific outcomes is it is about the department. Okay, so it is about the department. So in the department how the specific outcomes are faced, or the it is displayed on every department, and how the specifically it is totally related to the department, like specifically how the specific outcome should be implemented. Now course outcome, this is about the subject. We talk about the subject, like whatever course we take, that course outcome should be there in the form of this course. Now PEO, what is PEO? First of all, let us understand what is PEO definition. So this is program educational outcome, as we said, program educational outcome. So this definition is defined by the HOD. HOD is the head of the department. Okay, it is the head of the department. So this is stated by the HOD in consultation with the faculty members. So along with the faculty member, the HOD has to decide the definition of this PEO, that is program educational outcomes. They have to sit together and they have to educate define the PEO, program educational outcomes. Now promised by the department to aspiring students, and they will just promise along with the faculty, which is consultation is there, which is the department, to be aspiring students about what they will achieve, what they are going to achieve, and they join the program. When they join the program, what they are going to achieve. So this is all promises are given by the department to the students about what they will achieve in the future. So finally, once they join this course, what they are going to achieve, and that all we will be discussing in this program PEO educational outcomes. So it is just defined by the HOD along with the consultation with different faculties members of the department. Now, professional career accomplished after 4 to 5 years of graduation. So, professional career of like 4 to 5 years of graduation, and 3 to 5 PUs are recommended here. 3 to 5 PUs will be recommended here. Now, PU for civil engineering. So, when you talk about program educational outcomes, so here we have the PUs for the civil engineering students. So we have PU1, PU2, PU3, PU4, PU5. So we have total 5 PUs here. So in this PU, to impart the proficiency in the engineering knowledge and skills. To impart the proficiency, first PU here is, so to impart the proficiency in the engineering knowledge and skills. Proficiency in engineering knowledge and skills. To analyze, design, build, maintain, improve civil engineering based systems. So here the professional excellence will be seen here. So here the main first PU here is to impart the proficiency in the civil engineering knowledge, skills they should be provided, analyze, design, build, maintain, improve the civil engineering based systems as a professional excellence, Now PU2. So what is PU2 here? It's to offer the broad education and practical skills so that the students can carry out the technical investigations. The students can carry out the technical investigations within the realistic constraints. So such as economic, environmental, societal, safety, and sustainability. So here to offer the broad education. So here we are going to offer the broad education, practical skills, and the students can carry out the technical investigations in this PU2. So here we are going to offer the broad education and the practical skills. Practically, if a student is going to work with the practical things, then he is going to just carry out the investigations within the realistic constraints and such as economic, environmental, societal, safety and sustainability. So here we are understanding the socio-economic aspects. So based on the socio-economic aspects, they offer to broad educations and practical skills to the students to carry the environmental and technical investigations within the realistic constraints such as economic, environmental, societal, and safety and sustainability. So this will help us to understand the socio-economic aspects of the particular course or particular department. So based on the society things which are going on in the environment, to face that all issues, this PU is formulated. Now coming to the third one. So what is the third one here? So here is to impart the ability to collaborate. So here it is to impart the ability to collaborate with function on multidisciplinary teams to offer the engineering solutions to the society. So what is the base of this is technical collaborations. So here to impart the ability, here to impart the collaborate with the different multidisciplinary teams, to function with the multidisciplinary teams. Here the technical collaboration is required and to offer to the engineering solutions to the society. This PU3 is to be mentioned, and this is based on the totally based on the technical collaborations which are happening with the different companies and different multidisciplinary teams. Okay, so PU4. Now PU4 here for the civil engineering department, here we have here is to create interest in the students. So the fourth point here we can see here is that is to create interest in the students. So the main aim here is to create the interest in the students. So based on the continued self-learning. So once we concentrate in this continued self-learning, then we can create an interest in the students. So to engage the lifelong learning in the advancement areas of civil engineering and the related fields. So here we can engage them in the lifelong learning and in the advancement of the areas of the civil engineering and the related fields. So this is how we can just try to manage the students. Now coming to this PU5. So what is PO5 here? Here is to educate the students in ethical values, social responsibilities, to use the engineering techniques and modern tools necessary for civil engineering practice to serve the society. So here what is the base here is effective contribution to the society. So we are going to give the effective contribution to the society, to educate the students, to give the ethical values to the and responsibilities. So this is the main aim here, and the base is effective contribution to the society. So what is the main aim of PO5 is to educate the students in ethical values, and social responsibility. So what is their social responsibility? To use the engineering to the techniques and modern tools necessary for the civil engineering practice to serve the society and effectively serve the society effectively. So here contribution to the society. So effective contribution to the society, if you have to be given by the students which are studying this course. So the main aim to give that particular education is to educate the students in the ethical values, like they should be having ethics in all the fields. They should have ethical values. They should have a social responsibility towards the society. So this is how these are the PUs which are formulated for the civil engineering department, from where this course we are studying. So to main aim of this first PU one we have here is to impart the proficiency engineering knowledge and skills. Second thing is to offer the broad education and practical skills. Third thing is to impart the ability to collaborate with and function on multidisciplinary teams. And fourth thing here is to create the interest in the students. We have to create the interest in the student. And the fifth thing here is to educate the students in the ethical values and the social responsibilities. Okay. Now, coming to the program outcomes. So what is program outcomes? Now we have seen the PUs. Now we are going to understand about the program outcomes. So here program outcomes is defined by the NBA, that is National Board of Accreditation, defined by the NBA, National Board of Accreditation in India for engineering graduates. So this was defined for the engineering graduates. So this engineering graduates, wherever you see the institutions, those who are offering this BTech courses. So these BTech courses are only for this engineering graduates. So this PUs, the program outcomes, are totally for this engineering students, those who are graduating. So let us see how many types of PUs we have here, which was given by the NBA. So this was defined by the NBA, that is National Board of Accreditation. So all the institutes are having the courses on the BTech courses. They should just go through this program outcomes and try to formulate the courses, try to structure the courses based on this PUs. So these PUs are common to all engineering branches and outline the expected skills and knowledge of an engineer and graduating from NBA accredited programs. So it is expected to skills and the knowledge of an engineering graduate from an NBA accredited program. Now, so as per NBA, the PUs are 12. Okay. So we have total 12 PUs, that is program outcomes. So which was given to all the engineering colleges. So all the programs are having same PUs. So let us understand, let us see what PUs we are going to learn in this BTech courses. So first thing, the first PU here is engineering knowledge. This is the first PU out of 12. So a course, whichever course it is going to offer, whether it is applicable, whether the engineering knowledge is applicable in that particular course or not, because all the courses are not having the similar engineering knowledge related to, where it says apply the knowledge of mathematics, science, engineering fundamentals and engineering specialization to the solution of complex engineering problem. So it will tell us to apply the knowledge of mathematics, to apply the knowledge of science, to apply the knowledge of the engineering fundamentals, engineering specializations to the solution of the complex engineering problems. So that all problems, if it is there in the course, that means it is exactly matching to this first PO, which is given by the MBA, that is engineering knowledge. So the courses which are having mathematics, the courses which are having science, courses which are having the engineering fundamentals, the courses which are having the engineering specializations or solution to the complex engineering problems. So that courses will be just mapped to this engineering knowledge. This is a very important part here, engineering knowledge. Now we have problem analysis, the second PO, the program outcome of the NBA. That is second PO of the MBA is problem analysis. So what is problem analysis here? So problem analysis here is to identify, formulate, review, literature, analyze complex engineering problems. So whichever course you will find that it has a investigation, it has a identification, identify where it has to identify, where it has to formulate, where it has to review the research literature, where it has to analyze the complex engineering problems, reaching sustained and reaching the sustained conclusions using the first principles of mathematics, natural sciences, and the engineering sciences. So this type of problem analysis, to formulate, to research, to do some research, to do some literature, and to analyze the complex engineering problems will be a mapping with this problem analysis PO, that is program outcome 2. Now coming to this program outcome 3. So here program outcome 3, what we have here is design development of solutions. So the courses which are having which is related to the design solutions for the complex engineering problems with considerations of public health, safety, and the welfare, as well as the global, cultural, environmental, economic factors. So that will come under this design development of solutions. So here basically the courses which are having designing part. So most of the courses, like when you're talking about civil engineering, so there's designing courses where you have this like structures designing, the tool designing. So this all designing, it may come in this design development and solutions. So here for the complex engineering problems with the considerations of public health, safety, welfare, as well as the global, cultural, environmental, and economic factors. So this all came under this will come under this design and development of the solutions and cultural, environmental, economic factors. So such courses which are having the designing problems will map to this particular view. So let us see here the fourth one. So here we have conduct investigations and experimentation. So the courses which are having, which can conduct the investigations and experiments in the engineering practice with the knowledge of theory, with the knowledge of practice using the appropriate equipment, data analysis and the techniques. So where they can conduct the investigations, where they can conduct experiments in the engineering practice with the knowledge of theory and practice using the appropriate equipment and data analysis techniques, are having this type of equipments, and this conducting the investigations and experimentations are mainly it is related to this conduct investigations and experimentations are related to this kind of course. Now coming to the fifth PO, the fifth PO is about the modern tool usage. So here modern tool usage, what we have here is create, select, and apply. So how can we create, how can we select? So applying any knowledge or applying any type of application type of things, where we can just create something, like we can just select something and we can use the appropriate technology and appropriate resources and modern engineering and the IT tools where we can use it. So includes the prediction and the modeling to the complex engineering problems or the activities which understanding the limitations, where it understands the limitations and which can create the complex issues and which can help us to solve these complex issues, where modern engineering and IT tools can be utilized to include the predictions to the common engineering activities. Now coming to the sixth one, sixth PO is about the engineer in society. So how this engineer in society is helpful here now. So apply reasoning informed by the contextual knowledge to assess the societal health, safety, and cultural issues and consequent responsibilities relevant to the professional engineering practice. So here apply the reasoning, apply the knowledge, apply the professional issues or consequent responsibilities which are relevant to the professional engineering practice. So such type of courses which are having the reasoning part or contextual knowledge, which are having the societal health and safety and the legal cultural issues related things, will be mapped to this engineer and the society. Now coming to this seventh one is environment and sustainability. So the courses like which are related to the environment, which are related to the sustainability, to understand the impact of the professional engineering solutions in societal and environmental context, and demonstrate the knowledge of and the need of sustainable development. So this is how the environment and sustainability, the courses which are having the subjects which is related to the environment and sustainability, and they understand the impact of the professional engineering solutions in societal and environmental context, and demonstrate the knowledge of need for the sustainable development. Ethics. Now here, what is ethics here? So ethics, the subjects like which teaches the students about the ethical values in the society, how they should behave in the society, what are the different ethics they have to follow to the society. So that kind of subjects will be related to the ethics, like apply the ethical principles, commit to the professional ethics and the responsibilities and norms of engineering practice. So next is individual and teamwork. So individual and teamwork is like function effectively as an individual and as a member of leaders in the diverse teams, and in the multidisciplinary settings can be helpful. Like so teamwork, wherever you can see in a course where it teaches you to be in the teamwork, and which will help us to communicate with the people and multidisciplinary settings like that. So that type of courses will be directly related to this individual and teamwork. Now communication. What is communication here? So few of the courses which are directly related to communications, to communicate effectively complex engineering problems, activities with engineering community, with the society at the large level, as the being able to comprehend and write effective reports and design the documentation, make effective presentations, receive the clear instructions. So communicate the effectively on the complex engineering problems, the activities with the engineering community and with the society at a large, as well as being be able to comprehend to write effective reports. So all the subject, all the courses which is related to the communication, that will be mapped with this communication. Now next thing what we have here is PO11. So what is PO11 here? So it is related to the project management and finance. So the courses which is related to the project management, like MBA courses, demonstrate the knowledge and understanding of the engineering management principles, and they can apply these to the one's own work as a member, as a leader in the team, to manage the projects in multidisciplinary environments. So they can just manage the projects in the multidisciplinary environments, and they can just try to apply these and to one's own work as a member or a leader. So these type of courses will be just mapping with the project management and the finance. Now lifelong learning, this is the 12th PO and the last PO of this MBA program outcomes, which is given by the MBA, will recognize the need. This will recognize the need for and have to preparation and the ability to engage in the independent and the lifelong learning in the broadest context. So it will help us to recognize the things, what is the need to the society, and have the preparation, the ability and engagement in the independent lifelong learning in the broadcast and the broadest context in the technical chain. So these are 12 POs which is given by the NBA, and it is helpful to all the programs offered, all the BTech programs, all the engineering courses which are offered by the institutions. They have to go through this all the POs mapping. So next thing is like the course outcome. How the course outcome link to the program outcomes. Use the following learning outcome formula. So how we can say how course outcomes are linked to the program outcomes. Now later what we have to do, mapping with course outcomes to program outcomes. Okay, program outcomes. So how can we do that? So the following formula what we have is student should be able to. So first thing is student should be able to plus behavior plus resulting evidence. So this combined, if we get, then only the program outcomes, the course outcomes may be linked to the program outcomes. So the course outcomes have three major characteristics. Okay, so the course outcomes have three major characteristics. One is they specify an action by students, learners, that is observable. So they should specify their actions of the students or learners, which should be observed by the other people, and they the action and the students learners as a measurable. It should be measurable. The action of the specific action given by the students and the learners should be measurable, and they specify an action that is done by the students and the learners rather than the faculty members. So they should specify the actions that is done by the students or the learners rather than the faculty members. So these three major characteristics a course outcome is having. First thing is what? Observable, that is to specify the action by the students and learner. Then is measurable, that is to specify an action by the students learner, that is measurable. And the third thing here is the specify the action that is done by the students learners rather than the faculty members. This is how the characteristics of the outcomes is done. Now coming to the Bloom's taxonomy pyramid. So in a outcome based education, the student has to go through this all the levels of learning. So we have different levels here. So when a student are able to answer few questions, which how he is able to implement that question, how he is going to take this question, in which way he is going to take this question. So we have different Bloom's taxonomy levels, where whenever a question is asked to the student, so that is which level question and how he can answer, which level he can answer and what type of answer he has to give to that such question. So first level, this is the lowest level we call. This is the lowest level is remembering. Okay, lowest level is remembering. So this is level 1. So recall facts and basic concepts. So here, if a question is asked to the student, or in examination also a question is asked to the student, so which is of remembering level. So in that case, a student has to recall the facts, the basic concepts, the basic introduction he has to recall, he or she has to recall, and then answer the question. So what is the facts at the present situation? What are the facts at that particular situation? They have to answer, and then they have to give the questions answer. Now coming to the level 2. So this is the second level of Bloom's taxonomy. So in this, when a question is asked to a student, so that level of the question will be understand. Okay, so explain ideas or concepts. So a student has to understand. Okay, a student has to understand, and then he has to reply the answer. Then he has to give the answer with ideas, with different concepts, and which will help that student to give a better outcome of that particular answer. Now coming to level 3. So level 3 is applying. So this type of question is given to the student. So how the outcome will be and how student will be able to answer is he has to use the information. Okay, use the information, new situations to answer questions and to solve the problems. He has to use the situations, he has to use the solutions and the information about the new situations, and then try to answer the questions and solve the problems. So this will be the level 3. So applying is mostly it's most of the applicable, like the subject courses, like which gives you the new type of situations where you can just apply different problems, and where you can do such experiments where you can just implement such different kinds of instruments, different kinds of ingredients to use this, and just try to apply and get a result out of it. So that kind of questions will be on the level 3. Now coming to level 4. So level 4 is analyzing. So what is analyzing here? So analyzing is to take a part. So take a part information to show relationship, causes and conclusion, consciousness, connections, causes and connections. They should just try to understand the information which shows the relationship between one or two problems. Like there is a situations of one situation is there and the other situation is there. So what is the relationship between the previous situation and this current situation? They should be able to find out the cause, and they should be able to find out the connections between the first situation and the other situation, and then they should try to solve the problem. So this is how the level 4, when you talk about analyzing, is like comparing the things. How was the previous issue and how is the current issue? You have to just compare and analyze the things. So this type of questions will be answered, will be at the level of analyzing, Bloom's taxonomy level of analyzing. Now coming to evaluating. So what is evaluating? So evaluating is the such a type of level that it is level 5. Here they have to justify, stand or position. So justify, stand or position means able to justify your questions. So the questions like justify that the statement is correct, justify the statement is wrong, something like justification should be given to the statements to answer such questions. So at the level of 5, this is the 5th level of Bloom's taxonomy, to answer such questions where you can just try to evaluate and try to justify the position and just try to stand at that particular position and tell the answer of that question. Coming to creating. So what is creating here? So creating is to produce something new. Okay, to produce something new. So this is the 6th level of Bloom's taxonomy, where you can produce something new. So what you are going to produce here is you yourself are going to create something new thing. So your new creation, your new invention, or something like using the different materials. You are trying to create a solution out of. So that is called as creation, means creating the things on your own. So that type of answering the questions means some questions will be given to you which where it will be more creative. So your creativity will look on this, the creativity, the answers which you are going to give. So your creativity, it will explain your creativity. So these are the levels of Bloom's taxonomy we call, given by English, Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, taxonomy. So this will help us to just justify our questions or what level we are. So if we are able to answer this creating level question, that means our level, our outcome education is at the very high level, which will help us to give us the high level answer, which will help us to create the things at our own. So this is how we can just evaluate ourselves. Now coming to this course, that is about the remote sensing and GIS course. So remote sensing and GIS course. So this course has the objective, it has the 4 objectives which is given to this course. So as we have studied this course in the previous lectures, so this course is having few of the objectives. The objective of this course was like first objective is based on the first module. So that is the photogrammetric techniques, the concepts and the components of the photogrammetry is used. So what are the different techniques with different components, with the different concepts we are going to use in this photogrammetry? So that will be the first objective of this course. The second thing is the basic concepts and the principles of various components and remote sensing and its applications. So what are the basic concepts here and the basic principles we are going to use here of the various components of the remote sensing data, and what are the various applications here we are going to apply in the various fields of the remote sensing part. Next thing, the concepts of geographical information system, that is the GIS, the coordinate system, the GIS data and its types. So what are the different concepts and geographical information system and the coordinate system and the GIS and its types we are going to, these are the objectives, and the data management system in the GIS and its practical applications in the field of civil engineering, database management system and its practical applications in the field of civil engineering. So these are all objectives which you are going to implement to this course, and with this objectives, so what will be the outcomes based on these objectives? What is the outcome? So let us understand first of all the overview of the course, what the course says first of all. So course says like GIS and remote sensing is the technique have become indispensable and potential tools for the solving problems. So in civil engineering, data from remote sensing mostly correlate the spatial data to their attributes, making them useful in this field. Now, different themes such as geology, terrain, drainage, hydrology can be extracted by the use of remote sensing, and the places where the remote sensing technology is mostly used includes the sanitation, urban growth, new alignment, and the irrigation and the project design. Now, GIS remote sensing data are mostly used to develop models by the integration and the socio-economic, demographic, and the natural resources. Now, we have just seen the objective of the course. Now, after the successful completion of this remote sensing course, what is the course outcome we are going to get? So should be able to have the outcome of CO1. So this is CO1 is when you're talking about CO1, that is course outcome. Okay, so course outcome means recall the importance of aerial photogrammetry and flight planning, and they will be able to recall once they have studied this course. So they'll be able to recall the importance of aerial photogrammetry. So they are able to just understand, and so this level you can see here, it is a remember level. Okay, so remember level is what? What is a remember level? They have to just recall the facts and the basic concepts. Okay, so they have to recall the importance of the aerial photogrammetry and flight planning and the stereoscopy for preparing the 3D geographical maps. So they are able to just prepare the 3D geographical maps, and they can relate the fundamental of stereoscopy and concept for adding the third coordinates to the image pair. So the second thing is you also see that it is remember. So again they have to just remember and recall the things. They can relate the fundamentals of the stereoscopy concept for adding the third coordinate to the image pair. Now interpret the electromagnetic spectrum, third CO, that is the course outcome 3. They interpret the electromagnetic spectrum, remote sensing data, acquisition on the platforms and the senses of studying the energy interactions with the Earth's surface in the atmosphere and to provide the base maps. So here the third thing is electromagnetic spectrum, remote sensing data, acquisition of the platforms and the sensors for the studying the energy interactions with the Earth's surface in the atmosphere and to provide the base maps of such area. Now the fourth course outcome here is to list the basic components. What are the basic components here? And data input and of to GIS and collecting the GIS data. Using the appropriate data collection techniques are used in this outcome 4. Now coming to the fifth outcome, it's like to summarize the database management system for storing and managing the GIS data using the suitable data management system. So storing and utilizing the suitable database management system will be helpful in this course outcome 5. Now course outcome 6. So what is the course outcome 6? To identify the appropriate method, material and strengthening of the structural components and demolition techniques for the safety of structures. So this is about the application part. We can just see here this Bloom's taxonomy level is applied. Here the Bloom's taxonomy is understand, remember, understand, remember, remember. So this course, the Bloom's taxonomy level till apply, we can just answer the questions till apply. So we have to application, we have to take care and we have to apply. Now coming to the methods of articulation. So what is the method for articulation is to identify the key competencies of POs and PSOs to each CO and make a corresponding mapping table with the assigning the tick mark and the corresponding cell. So here when you're mapping how the articulation is done for the course, so here we have to identify the key competencies. So each PO is having some key competencies and each PSO is having a key competencies, and that we have to show through the mapping, and through the tick mark we have to mark the corresponding cell. So justify each CO and PSO mapping with a justification, with a statement, and to recognize the number of vital features mentioned in the justification statement and are matching with a given key attributes for assessing the program outcomes. And here use a combination of words and found in the CO, PO, POs and PSOs and your course syllabus for writing and justification. So make a table with a number of key competencies for CO, PO mapping with a reference to maximum given key attributes for assessing the program outcomes. So finally, to the course articulation matrix is prepared with CO and POs and COs and PSOs on the scale of 0 to 3, on the scale of 0 to 3. So here the course is just we can say rated or something like whether how much it is mapping with the POs and PSOs will be given with the either 0 to 3, that is low to high. So 0 to 3, low to high. If it is 0, there is no correlation. It is 1 to 5, that is less than 40, is low and slight, and when it is moderate, it is 2, it is given as 2, and 3, it is given as substantial or high. So wherever when you're mapping, if it is given 0, that is there is no correlation to that particular course or the outcome, and there is no correlation to the particular PSO, that is program specific outcomes. Whereas in the where it is given as 1, that means it is slightly correlated, that is low and slight. Whereas 2, here it is given as a moderate, and 3 is given as substantial or high. So when you're talking about key competencies, as I told you before, each PO is having some key competencies. So here when you talk about PO1, as we have seen in the previous slides, so each PO is having like different competencies. So first one is like apply the knowledge in mathematics and science. So this was about the PO1. So where the key competency specialization to the solution complex engineering problem, where you have the number of key competencies as 3. So the number of key competencies here is 3. Next is PO2, so identify, formulate, review, research literature and analyze the complex engineering problems. So reaching and sustained conclusion using the first principles of mathematics and natural sciences. So here you have the key competencies as 10. So PO2 is having 10, PO1 is having 3. Now PO3 is having what? Design solutions for the complex engineering problems, design systems, components, process, meet the specific needs with the appropriate considerations for the public health and the safety of the cultural, societal and the environmental considerations where the design and development solutions. So this is having 10 again. So you can see 10 here. PO2 10 is there, PO3 10 is there. Now we have PO4. So PO4 you have 11 competencies. So PO4 is what? Use the research-based knowledge, research methods including the designs, experiments, analysis, interpretation of data, synthesis of information to provide the valid conclusions to conduct the investigations of the complex problems. We have this key competencies as 11 and competency of PO5. So PO5 is create, select and the appropriate techniques, resources in the modern engineering and IT. So here you have the key competencies as 1 and program apply the reasoning informed by the contextual knowledge to assess the societal and health, safety, legal issues. So here you have the key competencies at 5. Next you have understand the impact and the professional engineering solutions in the societal and the environmental. So here you have key competencies 3. PO8 apply the ethical principles and commit the professional ethics. So here you have key competencies as 3 again. Now PO9 you have functioned effectively as the individual, as a member of the leader and the diverse teams in the multidisciplinary settings, individual teamwork if you do. So here you have key competencies as 12. Now you have PO10. So what is PO10 here? Is communicate effectively on the complex engineering activities with the engineering community, with the society at the large, such as being able to comprehend and write the effective reports, design documentation, make effective presentations and clear instructions. So you have key competencies at 5 here. Now demonstration, knowledge, understanding of the engineering management principles and apply this on its own work. So here you have key competencies 12. So like this for PO12 what we have here is to recognize the need to have the preparation and ability to engage in the independent and the lifelong learning in the broadcast context and the technological change lifelong learning. We have key competencies as 8 here. Now coming to the mapping part. So now you know about the key competencies here. So you have seen each POs are having different key competencies. Each PSO is having different key competencies. So POs are like whether it is mapping or not to each PO. We have to see we have total 6 outcomes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 outcomes. So we have total 6 outcomes. So the first outcomes which we have seen here, this one. So this first outcome, whether it is mapping with PO1 or not. Okay. So PO1 is engineering knowledge. So the first outcome it is mapping with the PO1 because the first module is related to the photogrammetry where you can get the engineering knowledge of mathematics, science and technology. So that's why it is mapping in the PO1 here. So next CO2. So here if you see CO2, it is related to the photogrammetry. So this also it is mapping with CO2 is also mapping with PO1, that is engineering knowledge. Now CO3 also it is mapping with engineering knowledge. So CO1, how many program outcomes it is mapping, we will see. So CO1 is mapping with engineering knowledge and second one is program analysis. If we see this, if we go back to this, second one is problem analysis. So it is mapping with engineering knowledge as well as this problem analysis. So these two are mapping with this CO1. Now PSO1 also it is mapping. Now CO2 it is mapping with PO1 and PO2. So that is engineering knowledge, and we have here engineering knowledge and problem analysis, and also mapping with PSO2. Now CO3 it is also mapping with engineering knowledge and PO4. PO4 is like tool usage. We will see PO4 is conduct, investigation and experimentation. So this is mapping with this PO4 again here, and we can see here this is mapping with even PSO1. Now CO4 is mapping with PO1, PO4 and PSO1. So like that we have to check our course outcome. It is mapping with which particular outcome, whether PO1, PO2, PO3, PO4. So that particular outcome we have to see. Now CO5 is also it is mapping with engineering knowledge and PO4 and PSO1. Same CO6 is mapping with PO4 and PO7 it is related to environment and sustainability and PSO1. So this is the mapping with POs and PSOs. So we can map and check this course is how it is related. Now here percentage of key competencies of COs and POs. So what we can see here is in key competencies it is having 10. So how many competencies it is mapping with, that we have to put in our mapping part. So here we have represented in the form of percentage. So if it is mapping with 3 or 4 or 5, based on that the percentage is given here. So if it is 10 means like mapping with only 1. So like that the percentage is given here based on the total competencies. Like suppose we have here total 10. So out of 10 if it is mapping with 2. So or 2 by 10, like that we have to check with each competency level. So wherever it is mapping with more than 2 or 3 or some places it is mapping, it is not possible that it will map 100%. So either it will map with the 10 out of 10, maybe it will map with the 9 competencies, maybe it will map with the 5 competencies. Based on the course dependency, it will map with that particular course. Now here we have the percentage given. Now coming to the articulation matrix of POs and PSOs. So course articulation matrix, PO and PSO mapping here, articulation we have seen here. As it is decided, like 0 means no correlation, and 1 to 5 is slight or low, 1 to 5 is slight or low, and 2 is like moderate, and 3 is like substantial. So wherever we can see this 2, that means this is related, moderately related. Okay, 1 means it is slightly related, 2 means moderately related, and wherever you see 3, that is highly related. So most of the program is related to 1 or 2. That means it is very less related, slightly related, and 2 is a moderately related to the course of POs and PSO mapping. Now coming to the attainment part. So in the attainment we can see COs, POs and PSO attainment. So attainment is given by the direct assessment and indirect assessment. So in the direct assessment you can see we have this elective, laboratory and project work comprehension examination, which is directly assessed by the students, and continuous internal examination is given twice in the semester, and the script is given. Alternate assessment is given by the AAT twice in the semester. It is given 10 marks, it is awarded. Flex and end semester examination for the elective or core courses. For the laboratory, conduction of experimentation, observations, results, record viva, and internally assessment is done. Then the end semester examination is conducted, and the answer booklet worksheets are given to this. And project work, we can see project work, presentation, semester and examination twice in the semester, and presentation and examination is taken for the project work, where the thesis report is presented. This is how the attainment is done. Attainment is done for the each course and each student, and the final based on the final results, the outcome is given by the student. So comprehensive viva examination, we will see written examination is there, oral examination is there, once in the semester and once in the semester. So viva, it is given through Viva and examination it is taken. So this is how the attainment is given to all the courses, and finally we have to check that whether the student is finally it is benefited to the student or not. So this is about the outcome-based education system in this remote sensing in GIS. So generally, outcome-based education system is student-centric. Basically, it is totally dependent on the student contribution, student interest, and it is totally concentrated on the student output, final output, how he is going to give out of it. So this is about the outcome-based education system on the remote sensing in GIS. These are the few references you can just go through. So this course is about the remote sensing in GIS, how much it is related to the program outcomes which is given by the NBA, and how much it is related to the program educational outcome which is given by the civil engineering department. So we have to see the vision, and then we have to design the mission of the department, and we have to just try to make the student a place in the society. They should have the ethical value, and they should know the Excel knowledge in their field. They should have the technical knowledge in their field to get the good output of it. So this is about the outcome-based education system on remote sensing and GIS. So that's all for today. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.